All right, Saturday night, it's on. I couldn't be more excited to watch it. And as a fan of Ruthless Robbie Lawler, I'm already nervous. The good thing is, to calm me down, here's Ruthless Robbie Lawler. Good day, sir. How are you?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Man, should I be nervous? Because I know that you're not nervous. You're ready to go. Why am I nervous?
I think because it's going to be an exciting fight.
That's right. That's right. Well, listen, whenever they stick you in the octagon, it is complete fireworks and mayhem and a pleasure for any kind of fight fan around. Saturday night, UFC 181 and that welterweight title is on the line. Robbie, I got to tell you, man, there's nobody that I enjoy watching more. I'm sure fight fans around the world know what you're going to bring to the table. Do you expect anything different from Johny this time around?
I expect Johnny to do a lot of different things. He's a well-rounded martial artist, but his wrestling's obviously his strength. So I think he's going to look to try to put me on my back and grind one out.
You've been in training camp. You pretty much haven't gotten out of training camp the last few years, I'm sure. But have you taken a different approach to this fight, knowing what you put into the first fight? And some say, including me, that you should have got the title then. But are you approaching it any differently, or do you feel like if you just ramp up what you did the first time, you're going to walk away with the strap?
That's how I feel. I feel like I'm gonna build on what I did last time. I'm a better fighter now. I've been working on some things. It comes down to timing, and I sharpened up a lot of tools and added some stuff to my game that people are going to be able to see Saturday.
When you hear guys like Joe Rogan and I do the same thing, tell people, listen, this guy was great already, and he has just progressed. And you've been around the game for a long time. Does it get a little bit easier to figure out how to change your game because you've done right and wrong in the octagon, and now you know what not to do?
Yeah, it's my coaches do a great job of seeing my flaws, watching my past fights, and seeing how I can change different skills. I've added a lot of little things to my game, and they're going to make a huge difference.
Man, I can't wait. Saturday night, it's on UFC 181. Ruthless Robbie Lawler is with us. He'll be taking on the big rig, Johny Hendricks, again. And if you saw it the first time, it couldn't have been a more of a treat for fight fans to watch that one. And I tell you, the UFC, I'll say this for you. You might not say it, but I'll say it for you. They did not make your road back to this well-deserved title shot easy. I mean, you had to jump in there with Ellenberger, and you took care of him. And then they stick you in with Matt Brown, who's like a Tasmanian devil in there. And you fought your ass off in that fight, too. Did you feel like, for what you've had to put in since you fought Johny last time, that you've gotten better because you faced such good opposition?
Yeah, I feel like I've gotten better. The day after Hendricks, I was better, and I just kept building from there. But every fight I've had since then, I was able to see how my body felt, see what I did in that training camp that maybe I should have added or didn't do that I did in the past, and I've been able to see what my body felt like for every fight, for every weight cut, and I did a lot of fine tuning. So I'm excited to showcase what I've learned.
That's awesome, man. Well, we are excited to see it too. Now, when you look at tape and try to, I don't know how much you do of that, but if you do use tape to kind of help better yourself, you and your team, I mean, do you go back to fights that were good, like maybe you took care, maybe you ripped somebody up in Strikeforce, or earlier on in your UFC career? Can you use any older tape like that actually benefits you, that to see something that you might want to stick back into your repertoire?
No, I think my coaches kind of watch a lot of my old fights and kind of show me some techniques and try to add to what I do. And I just try to put it all together. My coaches do a great job of breaking down my opponents and breaking down me so that I can add and take things out and fine-tune some stuff so that I'm not wasting any movement and I'm efficient out there.
Well, there's definitely nobody in the welterweight category that would want to stand toe-to-toe and just firefight with you. But when you're in one of those exchanges in the midst of a fight, is there anything that you know that goes on in your head that makes it, I mean, can you think during that time? Or is that just essentially just a blur when those things happen, when you're standing trading toe-to-toe?
No, I'm moving my head, watching what I see, and then trying to deflect shots and land mine at the same time. So I'm definitely thinking out there. It's a chess match out there. I need to keep my eyes wide open.
Well, listen, training camp for another title shot, I'm sure, is nothing new to you, and I'm guessing this has been. I know the UFC Countdown show has been chronicling your camp and stuff. How is having those cameras around during the time where you would normally be kind of hidden away in a training camp? How is that? Have you adapted to that pretty well? Because I know you are, when you get into business mode, it's all business for you. But is that a distraction at all, or have you started to enjoy that?
No, I don't necessarily enjoy it, but it's a part of the business. It's part of building my brand, building the UFC, and building my fan base. So it's part of the business, and I enjoy it.
Well, you certainly look, I guess, after yesterday's announcement with the UFC and the deal with Reebok, and I guess you won't have your Reebok stash for this fight. You guys got to wait until that deal comes through. But when you see something like that the UFC is growing that brand even more, does that make you excited about doing the same for your own brand?
Yeah, I think the UFC's done a great job making decisions, and I think all the fighters are going to look awesome in these new uniforms. Ruthless
Robbie Lawler is with us. He is in action, and just a matter of hours right now. Tell me about this walk-up time to Saturday for you. Not the walk-out thing. I definitely want to find out about the music, but for just these last few days, and you've streamlined your diet, and you're in a mode. There's not a whole lot more sparring or anything you can do. What do you do with your downtime leading up to Saturday?
I hang out with all my training partners that are here, my coaches, and just relax and have a good time. But I'll just work out like twice a day, try to lose some weight, and just eat right.
All right, so here's the deal. I'm your biggest fan. I got to know a couple of things. First of all, what's the food? What's your default food as soon as the fight's over? What are you going to that you couldn't enjoy during training camp?
I'll probably have some Popeye's chicken at the Atlanta airport as I'm headed back down to Florida, and then I have a couple pizza places I want to eat at.
Oh, man.
And some desserts at some restaurants that I normally eat at, but I can never have the dessert. So
that's right. We definitely want to let people know. You're Coconut Creek, Florida. That's where you're out of?
Yes, I am.
All right, so what we need to do is we need to cruise you over here to Daytona, and you and me do a pizza outing at some point in time.
Oh, that's awesome.
I want to celebrate that with you, my man. Well, all right, music-wise, I know you probably can't sneak peek what you're going to be walking out to, but what is when I see your fights, when I watch, I have music in my head. I have some hard rock and Disturbed or some kind of a Metallica song. What is your what music gets you going when you're trying to get your head right, get ready to go in on fight night?
Yeah, like I used to listen to rap a lot. I haven't been listening to that a lot lately. I actually listen to classic rock. So
really,
I just usually put on Pandora and let Bob Seger Radio pick the music for me.
Look at that. Well, listen, 95.7 The Hog is a classic rock station, my friend. So, Robbie, I think the invitation's open. You can come over here. You can just play some music one day. We'll split the pizza up, and that'll be a good way to celebrate you as the welterweight champion. I know you've envisioned it. I know you thought about it, but tell me what's in your head right now as you envision the end of the night Saturday and you're holding that belt.
I'm excited for that day, and that night, but I'm excited to go back and tell my son that we did it.
Look at that, man. Now how old is your son?
He's 4.5.
Okay, so are you in the midst of having to also watch a lot of Nickelodeon and Disney Channel and watch a lot of shows?
I watch a little bit of it, but I don't really have to do too much of it.
Okay, good. I didn't know because I have a 6 and a 10-year-old, and I've been having to do the same thing. So if you ever need any tips, Big Hero 6, it has enough for the grown-ups and for the kids. Well, you're in training camp. You can't spend time with TV and movies. You got to get ready for Johny Hendricks. Well, it's Saturday night, UFC 181. I can't wait, and it is the rematch, Hendricks and Lawler 2, and that is in Las Vegas. You can get the pay-per-view. The main card starts at 10 o'clock. Undercard starts a little, 3 hours earlier than that. So it's a fight Saturday. I can't wait for it, man. Forget college football Saturday night. It's UFC 181. Florida's own Ruthless Robbie Lawler. I see you walking away with the title, man. I can't wait.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited, and I see myself winning.
Beautiful. You deserve it, buddy. And when you get back to Florida, we want to host a victory party, all right?
Cool. Take it easy.
All right, best of luck, buddy. Take care.